These are the flickering lights. We can't have flickering lights for the videos. So those are out of the question. You just need to have some powerful lights that don't flicker. Please. We don't seem to have any more light for the moment. Not any good light. I need to go shopping tonight, so maybe I'll skip by the DIY store to buy one more of these. Running into our first problem already. Portuguese walls are far from straight. I should have left some of these parts that were sticking out on there, so that I could have cut them off, but I think I'm just gonna make an extra little inlayer for there. These I can bend back. As you can see here, it's against the wall. That part of the house is much straighter. These things require some practice. So you put this like through the maze, and then you hook this thing up, and then you pull it, and then it starts to tighten. What I first didn't notice is you need to pull it exactly like in line with the wire, because if you pull it like this, it's gonna go off there very fast. So you need to really like pull vertically. And then it's still a hassle. It's also because I've never done it before. Yeah, one time with the other floor here, but I only did like 3 and the rest the volunteer did. He was much more experienced in that than me. The kitchen also feels a little bit neglected last couple of days. I don't think actually we need this metal maze for the rigidity or for the structure. It's more because I want to attach the tubing from the central heating to something. Otherwise I need to drill like holes in the floor, like a lot. And a bit of extra rigidity is also not a bad thing. And that's actually the only 2 things, except for the concrete, that is going to go into the floor. I'm not going to use a heat shield, and I'm also not going to, like on the sides you normally also have like sort of a barrier so the heat doesn't transfer into the wall. But what I actually want for this house is for the heat to transfer a little bit into the wall. Because most Portuguese houses have like damp problems. On one side they have these damp problems because they don't have gutters, so the water splashes back onto the house. But on the other side, a lot of houses are sort of set in the mountain or in the hill. So one side of the house is very often below ground level. Which, if you follow my videos, you know that is also here the case. And that is why in the other room that we fixed we had damp problems. But you can also see here on the wall that there is, or at least there has been, damp problems here. This is because water is sort of penetrating from the outside, and there were never gutters on that side, but we're going to put gutters there. So that's going to prevent already a lot of moist getting up in the wall. But because this floor heating will be running like during the winter most of the time, like 24/7, I think it's a good opportunity to also get the walls a little bit warmed up so that moist doesn't stick into the wall. Now that's just a theory. As I often say, I try to find my own solutions for things. And a lot of people will say, oh, that is not going to help because they learned in a textbook that it is done a certain way. But I think it's actually going to help. This whole part of the house, also the bathroom and the kitchen part, is going to have floor heating. So that means that that whole wall will constantly be sort of heated up. And not a lot, of course, but maybe it's good enough to prevent moist from coming into the house. Now, if the gutters are not going to help that much in the moist, because there's also still a possibility that the water comes down from the mountain behind here, under the ground level, and then we have to do something on the outside of the wall. But with or without floor heating, we still, if it comes through, we still have to do that or not. Now I know also in Northern Europe, when they do an installation with floor heating, they also have insulation on the under the floor heating. But there also the most houses are not like directly set in the sand, like this is. Mostly they have like empty space like below the ground floor. In Holland we call it a crawling space. And in that case, yeah, it would be a good idea. But in my case, this is one slab of concrete that also ends up in the wall. So I don't mind this getting a little bit warm. And also in the night when floor heating the temperature is a little lower, it would like give back the heat to the room. So in my case now we're not going to put in a insulation under this. The fact for the other two rooms, the kitchen and the bathroom, is also that the wall, the outside wall, or these breeze blocks, is set on the floor. So if the floor heats up, the wall also heats up a little. And I think that is going to be a benefit. But yeah, as with most of my experiments, we need to see how they turn out. I'm quite confident though. If you ask most Portuguese about floor heating, they find it a silly idea. Why would you need that? So yeah, this is going to be a floor heating on a budget. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos where they install, mostly for sheds and stuff, these kind of floors. But they seem to work very well and they seem to last. So yeah, I don't really see why we have to spend more money on this than necessary. I think this is going to work perfect. I hope to be nice and warm before the end of this year in this room. Let's see if my planning makes any sense this year. It's such a mess that I can't even get it all cleaned in one run. Yeah, you're lucky, sweetie. I let it get fucked. Yeah. Akira! Where's Akira? Yeah, so we had this already. One more for Zoe. One more for Akira. Sometimes my pancakes look more like omelets. Too much egg. Still good though. Oma. See what I mean? I noticed that it works a lot better when you just hold the wire. A lot less chance of it slipping off the thing. Now the big question is this all going to go down when I put the pipes on it? Or do I have to spend an enormous amount of time in getting this flat? Because like this it's a lot higher than 5 centimeters in a lot of places. And why do I smell gas? Is this a septic tank? It really smells like natural gas, like from a gas bottle. No idea, there's no gas around here. The only gas is in the kitchen and I don't smell anything there. Yeah, the bathroom smells, but it's a completely different smell. It's really weird. Do you smell that? Akira, now. Now, hey! Sai! Come on, girls. You guys all foggy. It's me, hi. On to Castello for the weekly shopping. Like I said, guys, the weeks are going so fast. It's crazy. Crazy. The Mazda is working perfect again. Thanks again, Alex. Ocean, very uninteresting. Basically the same stuff as last week. No peanut butter. Well, not my peanut butter. Maybe try this to avoid a disaster. the idea I'm forgetting something. My car looks so empty.
Hola.